Okay, so we'll begin. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So, I'll tell you where I want to start today. Um, so, over the last maybe few years, maybe 5, 6 years, but certainly over the last 3 years, we've been discussing the possibility that what happens, yeah, what happens to you as a human being, your self image, because all your pain, all your suffering is to do with your self image, right? And I'll show you how that operates. And your relationship to your experiences, right? So you put those two together, that becomes your suffering or your healing. But what happens when you discover, particularly if you're a believer of a religious worldview, right? Abrahamic worldview, what happens when you discover that you're not the only life? Earth isn't the only living planet. What happens to you? Do we have an alien Jesus? Do we have an alien Bible? What happens? What happens to your worldview? Well, we're there now. We're there now. Yesterday, Mexico government released its information, and it's got a couple of artifacts which are definitely not from here, two bodies which are about 1,000 years old. They're about that big. And the question is, where does that put you as a human being? Because this is the problem, that we've been self-obsessed. We got so self-obsessed. We're the only people. Our problems are the only problems. My problems are the only problems. Life is a burden. Life is difficult. No gratitude, no celebration, no joy. Just complaints. Just complaints. And this attitude that we've adopted is an attitude which has been cultivated in you. It's not yours. So let me explain it like this. Two individuals start fighting, sitting on a wall, watching some traffic, and they start fighting. And a third individual goes and says, "What's the problem?" And he says, "Well, he's taken my car." So, "What do you mean he's taken your car?" He says, "Well, there was a lovely red car going past. I said it's mine, and he's saying it's his. So we had a fight." Sounds stupid, doesn't it? Well, that's what we do. Your thoughts are those cars. That's all it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Tell me which one of your thoughts is yours. One thought that you said, "This is mine. I created this." Everything you think, everything you say to yourself, everything, the whole image is not yours. Problem is that one car's become a traffic. And you and I have been educated to think that this is ours. Nothing to do with you. Give you too much of that COVID rubbish, you become fearful. Worldviews, right? Now, why is this important now? If you want healing in life, you need to first realize all illness begins with the mind. All of it. All of it. Why? First reason is the moment the mind is disturbed, actually, it's not the mind, it's a component of the mind. We'll call it our egoic self, our identity, our self image, who we think we are, that little mental space. The moment you poke it, it reacts. And it's going to react, either it's going to run towards something or run away from something. And as soon as it does that, the whole body changes. Blood pressure changes, heart rate changes, glucose changes, cardiac stuff changes, your neural system changes, your hormonal system changes, your electromagnetic system changes, and 3 minutes of anger will mess up your body for 6 hours. 3 minutes of anger. How many times do you cuss every time someone crosses you in a day? How irritated do we become when things don't go our way? All of this aggravates the body, creates situation within the body which ensures that it isn't at balance. So it's desperately trying to get to balance. That creates malfunction in your cells. That becomes your illness. And then the moment we hold on to something, the moment you think it is yours, and this can be anything. This can start with the body. This can start with your little mental image. I'm not good enough. I am good enough. I'm not respected. I am respected, whatever the image is. Body, this, thoughts, emotions, even our trauma. Even our trauma. When we go through a hard time, and we all do, this is the nature of life. Yeah, it ain't going to be easy. It never will be easy. Because you don't make it easy for yourself. We are so attached to this mental space, so attached to our self absorption. This is what keeps creating the cycle. So this life will end and you'll go into another one. Same rubbish, until you learn, I need to separate myself from this. I need to create some distance between the car that's passing and my assumption that it's mine. Become the experiencer. Meditation is for that. Meditation is for that. It's the starting point. It's not the end point, it's the starting point. It's not an elastoplast, and you don't use it like that, which is what the mindfulness stuff is out there at the moment, very much like keeping the slaves calm. Yeah, nothing beyond that. Nothing beyond what does it mean. So I started with the whole UFO thing, which is now in your face, and it's going to become really rapid. You just watch what happens over the next 2-3 years. As it becomes more and more in your face, well, where does that leave you as a human being, as a living entity? Where does it leave you? Are you now a Muslim? Are you now a Sikh? Are you now a this? Does it really matter? Does it really matter what gender you think you are? Do you really think it matters anymore? This is where we are going. This is where the realization is we're going to become something that society and the social contract will have to come to terms with. And they will realize that most of their religions are based on this stuff. It's based on this. You've just given different names to different things, but it's based on this. Perhaps the Hindus have, and the Indic culture probably has the best descriptions because they've already recognized that there are different life forms. The ones that are going to have problems are the Abrahamic ones. And unhinged religious people are dangerous space. Unhinged. When your belief system dies, what do you hold on to? What do you hold on to? So we as a humanity, if we were wise, we would realize that all of these little mental spaces that we hold on to may not be that important. Yeah, they're functional, but they're not that important. And perhaps we should be cultivating, recognizing, moving beyond that mental image to recognize the preciousness of these limited years that you have. Start, middle, end. That's all there is to it. Don't know who you are. You don't know where you're from. You have no idea what you're doing here. You don't know who you are, and you don't know where you're going. If you can answer these questions, we can say, yeah, you know what you're talking about. But the truth is, you don't. You can bullshit yourself and say, yeah, I know this is who I am and this is what I am godly or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't even really matter. Because the drop cannot comprehend the ocean. And now we are being revealed that, hey, you ain't that important. Don't overdo yourself. Yeah. And all the corruption is becoming more and more evident. So we realize, God, we've been kept in a little cage. So you only think in this way. And as this cage breaks open, which it's doing now, it's going to create trauma. Why we're doing this stuff over the last few years is preventing post trauma prevention. And the trauma is psychological. It's as existence changes, the way you live changes, how you live changes, what you have to live changes. How do you cope with it? That's the only reason we're doing this, because it enables us to go through the transition. And we're in that transition, whether we see it or not, but it's evident now. And everyone who's a little bit sensitive knows something's afoot. Something doesn't seem aligned. Well, it's aligned in its dynamic and divine plan, but it's not aligned the way we think it should be. And that's the bit that creates the fear, that creates the instability, that creates the stress. And if we can separate ourselves from that, even for a minute in a day, will give the body a chance to recover, reset. Yeah? Without health, nothing matters. If you ain't got your health, you ain't got nothing. That's it. And health is not an entitlement, it's a gift that you have to and I have to look after. And how do we do it? By starting with the mind. That's why mindfulness, meditation, critical, stage one. After this, we deal with the emotions. After this, to align, the body becomes a little bit more synchronized, homeostatic, balanced, all that kind of stuff. That this is the fourth bit then, the transpersonal, awakening. Need to get these three aligned first. Without the mind, ain't going to happen. Hence, the mind has always been considered as the place to begin. It's been called many, many names, but it is the inner church. Har Man Andar. It is within the mind. Yeah. So we'll do some meditation. Yeah. Enough of that chit chat. Right. So as usual, we go through a protocol. And the protocol is first begin with your body. So your eyes are open first, and you deliberately and gently close them. So you're shutting out all visual sensations. Bring your focus to the sounds around you. Just listening. If there's any sound around you, we just listen. And then you're going to bring your focus to your breath. Shut off every sound apart from the sound of your breath. So your focus is now just beneath your nose, and you're listening to your breath. Next breath in. You're going to bring your focus to your whole body as best as you can. And all you're doing at this stage is just noticing your posture. What's your posture like? You're going to notice if there's anything dominant in the body. A pain, an ache, tightness, an itch. And to help you do this, if you imagine a hula hoop above your head, as this hoop comes down, it begins to scan your body. Scanning the head, gently moving down, moving down, moving down. Scanning your body for any pain, ache, tightness, itch. And once you've scanned, as you draw the next breath in, becoming aware of your body as best as you can, and noticing anything that's dominant. Just location, no judgment, no trying to work it out. If there's a pain, if there's an ache, you just locate where it is. Next breath in, you're going to bring your focus to the seat you're on. And we're going to take this moment to locate ourselves. So notice that the ground beneath you is the only ground that can hold you at this moment. You can't be anywhere else. The seat holds you. You can afford to let go. You're not going to go anywhere. Afford to let your body relax a little bit. And notice the ground again. Notice that the breath you take can only be taken from the air that's in front of you. On your next breath out, expanding your awareness so you become aware of the room you're in. Just the room, the volume, the space. Don't need to imagine any of the pictures or anything like that. Just the space. And then from this space on your next breath out, expand it again. And allow the space to spread, to expand. Becoming aware of you sitting in this building, in this room, in this city. And on your next breath out, expanding this space even further. Knowing that this city is on an island, on a planet that sits in the solar system. And if you allow your awareness to expand a little bit further, following this bell into silence, in this endless universe, locate yourself. And right now, right this moment, infinite life exists with you in this moment of time. Trees, birds, insects, the clouds, the rain, fish, everything that exists right now shares this moment with you. Here and now. On your next breath in, bringing your focus to the sensations where your body makes contact with your seat. As you breathe in, allow this awareness to move up, becoming aware of your hips. And all you're doing is just noticing if there's anything that's dominant. You're not imagining your hips. You're not thinking about them. You're simply sensing them. And then moving down from your hips, down your thighs, all the way down towards your knees. Again, sensing. Is there anything dominant there? Is there a pain there? Is there an ache there? Is there an itch there? And then from your knees, you move down, scanning the leg, moving all the way down to your ankles. And then notice your feet, just sensing them. And then moving your focus to the soles of your feet. Next breath in, bringing your focus back to the seat you're on. Again, you notice how well you're supported, how well you're held. And then notice that the back is straight and upright. And gently, as you breathe in, you bring your focus from your lower back gently towards your middle back. From your middle back, you bring it up towards your shoulder blades. And then becoming aware of your shoulders. See if you can soften them a bit. Allow them to relax, perhaps. And then from our shoulders, we move our focus towards our elbows, scanning the top of our arms. Moving down towards our wrists. And then bringing your focus to the palms of your hands. And then see if you can move your focus to the fingers. Just sensing this part of the body. Next breath in, bringing your focus towards your eyes. And I want you to see if you can notice the darkness. Awareness. For that's what you are. At this moment, you're aware of the darkness, aware of the back of your eyelids, aware of my sound. And notice you can also be aware of the back of your head. And then as you breathe out, you allow your eyes to soften and relax. Next breath in, bring your focus towards your mouth. Begin with your lips first. See if you can scan the upper lip. Scan the lower lip. And then moving your focus within your mouth. Notice the sensations. Notice the roof of your mouth. Inside cheeks. And then bringing your focus to your tongue. Does it feel firm? Allow it to soften. Allow your jaw to soften. And then as you breathe out, you allow your face to soften. Next breath in. Once again, becoming aware of your whole self as best as you can. And then bringing your focus just beneath your nose. Notice the movement of your breath. Notice the breath moves in, the breath moves out. On your next breath in, you're going to bring your focus to your inner space. And by this, we mean our thoughts and how we're feeling. Begin with your mental space. Do you feel alert or do you feel drowsy? Are you able to focus or are you distracted? And then gently bringing your focus to the surface of your chest. And begin to notice that the chest moves in as the breath comes in. As the chest moves in, the breath goes out. As the breath comes in, the chest moves out. Breathing in, chest expands. And as the chest relaxes, you breathe out. See if you can notice the synchronicity, the rhythm. Your focus is on the surface of your chest. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. Holding your focus on the surface of your chest as best as you can. On your next breath in, see if you can move your focus a bit deeper into yourself, right into your very center, almost where your heart is. And just hold your focus there as best as you can. Notice how you're actually feeling right now. Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel settled? Do you feel uncomfortable? Do you feel unsettled? Is this moment sukh? Is this moment dukh? Just this moment. On your next breath out, open your awareness to all the sounds around you. Any noise, any sound. You don't need to look for it. Allow it to come to you. You don't need to work it out. Just listening. you're ready, bring your focus just beneath your nose and begin to watch your breath. Allowing your breath to breathe by itself. If you find your focus has been distracted by my voice, a sound, or a thought, notice the distraction, come back to your breath, holding your focus just beneath your nose, allowing the breath to breathe by itself. Notice the start and the end of your in-breath, start, end of your out-breath. Stay with your breath. Notice your in-breath has a start and an end, and your out-breath has a start and an end. See if you can notice that. If you follow your out-breath all the way till the end, notice when it finishes. And as you follow your out-breath all the way till the end, allow your body to soften a little bit further, allowing you to get a bit deeper into the moment. Following your out-breath all the way till the end. Notice how you're breathing now. How does the breath feel? Does it feel light? Does it feel heavy? And now, as best as you can, bring your focus to the sound of your breath. Try and listen to the in-breath. Try and listen to the out. On your next breath out, once again, opening your awareness to all the sounds around you, including the sound of your breath. Listening, just listening. Not looking for anything, listening, allowing any sound to come to you, allowing the sound of the bell to take you into the silence. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose, sitting with your breath in silence. Take a moment to notice your experience. If you feel peaceful, focus on the peace. If you feel still, focus on the stillness. Whatever your dominant quality is, focus on it. Make it bigger. If you feel safe, focus on the safety. On your next breath out, gently expand your awareness, becoming aware of the whole body as best as you can. Notice how the body feels. Notice if there's anything dominant, pain, ache, tightness, and then bringing your focus to the seat you're on. Notice you're still held in place. Sensations where your seat makes contact with your body. And then once again, following those sensations up, becoming aware of your hips, allowing this awareness to gently move down your thighs, becoming aware of the body itself towards your knees. From your knees, moving down towards your ankles. Notice your feet. And the soles of your feet. Notice that your back is straight and upright. Your shoulders, arms, hands are comfortable. Your eyes are still closed. Your mouth is still closed. And your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. Now, as the breath comes in, you sense your body. As the breath goes out, you sense your body. Breathing in, you sense your body. Breathing out, you sense your body. Breathing in, you're at peace. Breathing out, you're at peace. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw some long, slow breaths, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes. Take your time.